Welcome to iHeartRadio's Next Up. Ladies, I'm Freddy Rivera, by the way. Alex Aiono, who's been a busy young man because he's up for an iHeartRadio Music Award. And but before we talk about that, Alex, where are you from?
I'm originally from Arizona.
Oh, you're from Arizona?
Yeah.
You live here in LA now?
I live here. I've been here for about 7 years.
Okay, so Alex has all the traits of like walking into a party and just kind of like wowing everybody. Like, oh, I could play guitar.
I don't know if I like being
sing.
that guy. I feel like the guy who brings a guitar to the party is not the cool guy.
And I could also speak Spanish, right? Kind of what is your nationality? What are you?
It's funny because ever since I did the One Dance video and I sang in Spanish, everybody thought I was Hispanic, especially being from Arizona. Like I have all of the traits of also being Hispanic. I have no Hispanic in my blood actually. My dad is from New Zealand. I got a Pacific Islander background.
Wow. Okay.
So I'm part Samoan.
Well, you do kind of have like the tan skin a little bit,
Yeah,
the brown skin. Looks like you've been working out and hanging at the beach a little bit.
The guitar.
So
the guitar I'm pushing up, it makes my muscles look big.
Yeah, that's what it is. Alex,
Like
so have you been doing music your whole life, or how did this all begin for you?
So I grew up in a family. We love playing music is one of the things that we did together. We'd always sing. We'd go to church together and sing, and we'd play at home and sing and all jump on instruments and whatnot. So it was always something that came super natural to me and my sisters and my parents and I. And when I reached about like 14 years old, I was like, hey, this is something that I really want to push to explore being, my life for the rest of my life.
But when you were 14, is that when you started YouTube, or did you start?
No, YouTube was probably maybe like 2 years after that. So it was about like 16-ish when I started my YouTube channel. But it also went in phases. I started the YouTube channel and then I was like, nah, I don't really want to do this YouTube thing. And then I just like started it back up again, and then no, and then the third time that I really started it back up is when I was like, okay, I'm gonna commit to this no matter what. Doesn't matter how many views I get, no matter what. I just want to post a video every week and like have fun with it.
What was the mindset like when you were doing the YouTube video? I mean, the channel, because like for me, it'd be like, all right, cool, I'll upload a video once or twice. For you, was it more of like a business move? Like, all right, this is gonna be, the next thing.
Yeah, so I remember I had made friends with a lot of people who had built a lot of fans and built a lot of success off of YouTube and kind of got to share themselves with everybody on YouTube. And so I was asking them, like, what did you do? How did you start? All of this stuff. And they're like, honestly, we posted every day. And the mindset was literally, I am posting for me. Like, it's not about gaining fans. It's not about anything. I want to post to share myself and to basically like kind of almost make a journal online of what I'm doing or the music that I'm into or the, the clothing that I like at the time. And so that's what I started. I started just posting videos for myself and anybody who wanted to watch them, but not really trying to like make a ton of money or like gain millions of fans. And I think that was the mindset that actually helped me do those, help me get to gaining fans, because I feel like a lot of the time when people, start YouTube or they start something with the mindset like, I just want to make a bunch of money, I just want to get a lot of fans, you don't win most of the time. Usually it's when you have nothing to lose and you just go out and you have fun and you enjoy it.
It's your passion. You love what you're doing.
Exactly.
So when your following started growing, what was going through your mind then? Do I need to move on to something else now, or what was that like?
I mean, I think like naturally I'm the type of person that I always want to like be better. Like, I want to be better than the last time I did it, or I want to make every time I do a video, I want to do something different. Like, I want it to be better. And so especially, when the fans started, requesting things or saying like, man, this is awesome. I wanted to, in addition to pushing myself to be better, I also wanted to make better content for those fans who were, being supportive of me and wanting to see, continued growth and continued, videos and all that stuff. So definitely I always try and push myself to be better and do, the next cool thing.
That's awesome. So from that point in your life, how did you go from there to where you are now, with Work the Middle?
Yeah. I mean, it definitely, like I said, consistent posting. Definitely the One Dance, mashup with Hasta el Amanecer was a huge move, and the virality of that video got me in the eyes of record labels and into the eyes of different agencies and all that stuff. And so that definitely set up the move of signing with Interscope and getting started on original music, because that's something that when I first moved out to LA, that was my big passion. I wanted to write music, and I got to write with, incredible artists like Babyface and Boyz II Men and John Legend. And so getting back to that was always a goal, from doing the covers. And so when I signed with Interscope and they're like, we want to focus on original music, that's how we started working on new music like Work the Middle and all the rest of the new songs that I'm excited to put out soon.
But you also went on tour with the Wanted and other bands, right?
So that was before I guess it was after I started the YouTube channel, but then I was like kind of in an off bit.
Gotcha.
And I wanted to just do original music, so I put out an original EP just by myself, no record label or anything. And that's when I toured with R5 and The Wanted and Bridget Mendler and did shows with Austin Mahone and the Backstreet Boys, which was really, really crazy.
That's dope.
But then I went back to YouTube and then kind of came back again.
So you went back and forth a little bit, kind of hopped back. Do you miss being on tour? Are you gonna? I mean, I know you're doing a couple shows right now.
Yeah, no, I'm on a tour right now. Yeah, we're on a 42-date U.S. tour right now that we're actually stopping. This is like the middle of the tour. We're playing our 2 LA shows.
The Novo, by the way.
At the Novo, yeah, 2 back-to-back sold-out dates is
very cool.
Crazy to think about, and so that's always something, you know, playing live and getting to be there with the fans in person is to me by far the greatest, like the most, you know, payout in this, you know, incredible journey that I've been on, because I get to, you know, share that live with them, and that's something that I've always been interested in, people playing live, and I've always loved playing live. So that's definitely my favorite part.
Have you seen like a recurring or have you seen like a fan like just so super loyal to you, or like they're showing up to like a lot of your shows and they're kind of following you around? Has it happened yet?
Yeah, well, when we do when we do a lot of dates in the same area, like we do like New York City, Boston, and Philly, where they're all like hours within each other, I'll see a lot of fans that'll come out to that, or like if we're in like, you know, Cleveland, Detroit, and, you know, like those, like where it's like they're all like 4 hours within each other, I'll see the same fan that comes, and that's so crazy to think about, just because somebody not only believes in me to come to one show, but they'll come to multiple shows, and they'll drive, and they'll make those long distance.
It's dedication,
It's awesome. I got so much love.
I always wondered how they can afford to do that sometimes.
I think it's, when it's about, I think it's more about less like
they'll just make it happen.
It's more just like they just make it happen because they believe, you know? And so that's why I love it so much, is that, you know, it doesn't mean those fans are not necessarily like the richest fans or like the most like, you know, the most well off or like the, you know, in the best situations. Sometimes they're just the ones that really truly believe in you, and that's why I appreciate them so much, you know? How
did you get nominated for the iHeartRadio Music Award, now that, you know, it's happening in a few days?
I'll ask you the same question. I don't know.
That's huge.
I think I was literally just doing social media, you know, and I was tweeting a bunch and posting YouTube videos, and I get a call from my manager, and he's like, "Hey, go to this website." And I was like, "All right, cool." And I had just been to the iHeart Festival a couple months before that, and so I'm looking at it, and he's like, "Go to this category," and I'm like, "Okay, Social Star Award, let's look." And I was like, Jack and Jack, okay, cool. Todrick Hall, I was like, Alex Aiono, cool. Wait, what the heck? So I literally didn't know, you know, I had no heads up or anything, awesome. And it was just, it's crazy. I feel so blessed to literally just be thought about.
So to be fair, there's no like, oh, let me try to get nominated or nothing like that. It just happens. It
really
just happens like
genuinely just happened.
Wow.
I feel so blessed that it.
See, I didn't know that. I didn't know how that worked.
It's cool, and I feel blessed that it's like I'm nominated with people who are, you know, have such huge followings. I mean, Jack and Jack have millions and millions and millions of followers, and Todrick Hall is the same, and Baby Ariel, and all of the other people who are nominated are such big. Like, I see them as such big social media stars, and I don't see myself in the same. In my eyes, I'm not in the same like area as them, and so the fact that I'm nominated for an award and fighting for first place in that award, let alone, is crazy to think about.
I think after all this, you're definitely going to be, if not in the same category, you know, on to good things for sure.
I appreciate it, man.
So, Alex, you're gonna. Oh, by the way, before you start performing, he's gonna perform 2 songs. How did you learn Spanish? Who taught you, or how did that work?
So it was funny. My manager speaks Spanish because he always tells me, he's like, I had a Spanish girlfriend, like a girlfriend from Spain who taught me Spanish because that's all she would speak to me for like a couple of months. And so I was always interested in Spanish, especially being from Arizona and then moving to Southern California, where it's like 2 very Spanish-rich culture, you know, areas of the United States. And so I've always been interested in it. And then when One Dance came out, I had already learned like maybe 2 Spanish songs just for fun. But when One Dance came out, I felt that Latin dance hall-y vibe. And I called one of my friends he does a lot of social media in Mexico. And I was like, yo, I need a song that's really, really big in the Latin market so that I can mash it up with One Dance.
Right.
And so that really set off me learning Spanish, because I learned that song. The song, you know, the video did really, really well. And so it inspired, you know, a lot of fans to come from those Latin markets, and they were tweeting at me in Spanish and stuff. And so I got Rosetta Stone, and I did the Duolingo, and like,
so dope.
and all of that stuff. But I still feel like, I feel like I can read things and I can understand them because the words are I know all of the words, but I feel like I need to find somebody that I can like talk to like constantly in Spanish to learn that like the conjugation of words and how to put words into sentences. Because right now I can just like translate things. Which is, like it's only like 30% of it. The rest of the 70% is actually
much more than what
talk,
I know. So just throwing it out there.
It's all right.
All right. So Alex Aiono, and you're gonna perform 2 songs. What's the first song you're gonna perform?
I'm gonna perform my brand new single, "Work the Middle."
All right.
And then after that, I'm gonna do the one dance mashup that got me into this very chair.
There you go. All right. Alex Aiono, iHeartRadio's next up. Here we go.
All right.